Race number 4 looks this way, and good field here with Columbus County and Butterfield at the top of the book. We've got Sword Point, the cheek pieces go back on. He raced wide and pulled up lame at Happy Valley last time. 5G Patch Group 1 place last start and has a good record here. He's now off a rating of 92. Rise Brethren has the cheek pieces coming off. All for St Paul's has his first look over the 2,000 metres, but he's drawn barrier number 1. Eramo's a 4-time winner this season. Alacrity has the crossover noseband going on. La City Blanche, first look at 2,000 metres in Hong Kong. He did win over the distance at San Ysidro in Argentina. Sweet Encounters runs 7th in the Derby over the 2,000, and Ching comes up into Class 2 for the first time, carries the lightweight, but a wide barrier draw. We know all for St Paul's, Tom likes to lead over the shorter course and expected even with an extra 200 or 400 metres to run for him this week, he'll still find the top. Yeah, and especially he's got barrier number 1 here now. Well, when he met with Champion Dragon, which was last start, he was able to lead on that occasion. Champion Dragon drawn barrier 7 for Angus Chung. Looks tricky for Eremo and barrier 13 because he's a horse that can press on with it. He'll be trying to get in before that first turn. Meaningful Star comes to Sha Tin. He's got a nice draw of barrier 2. There's a few in this race, Paul, that do like to get back, including Ching. Yeah, the current favourite Ching, 5G Patch, I think will go back. Sweet Encounter's been going back with wide draws, as has Alacrity and Natural Storm as well. So you're right, a lot of them do like to get back. That's the speed map for the 2,000 metre race. But before we go any further, Frankie Law is well represented in this race, and Tom spoke to him at Sha Tin earlier today. Frankie, Sword Point lining up over 2,000 metres, a horse that's been there or thereabouts recently. What have you made of his last few starts?
Yeah, last start, a little bit disappointed, but he finished 5th. You know, all the way 3 deep outside, not easy for him. And then also first time Happy Valley, and I think back to Sha Tin should be better. Yeah, I presume it was a bit of a tough watch with the run he had last time out. How's he been? Because I noticed he's had a lameness issue since that run as well. Yes, but only a little bit. He's a left high fellow, a little bit problem, but now it's everything fine. He won with the cheek pieces, Frankie, before going on to the 4-year-old series, and you took them off for the last 2 runs. What was the thought process behind that and then putting them back on again this weekend? Yes, because I raced him in 24,000, so I take off the cheek piece. I just worry about he's a bit too keen. So after 2004, and I race one more time, 1,800. This time I put back the cheek piece on. He wasn't too far away in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, placed in the Classic Cup, a bit unlucky in the Derby. Is a horse that do you think he can sort of get into some of those bigger races next season, Sword Point? I think so. He looks have some potential. So I hope next season can be just try to have a look at good ways. Yeah. What about All for St Paul's in the same race? Drawn nicely, your stable warrior, loves to go forward. He was pretty game last time, wasn't he? Yes, he won really good last time. Usually, this one, he always give me surprise. And now, first time 2000, I think he can go in front to see if someone want to lead, he can let someone lead second. If no one lead, we can lead by himself, yeah. So you're not worried about the trip at all? No. We see him every race day, gets very warm and sweaty in the parade ring. Is that just him? Yes, always. Even the winter time, he always like this, yeah. All right, we'll talk more about Sword Point shortly with the boys. But Paul, All for St Paul's, 2,000 metres for the first time, yes or no? Yeah, I haven't put him in because Champion Dragon, I think, will put a bit of pressure on him as well. Eremo has to go forward, so he might have to go all the way forward. As such, look, I just think 2,000 might be a little bit a step too far. And he's met quite a deep race, so I think it's just going to be tough for him this time round. This is why we paused on talking about Sword Point, Tom, because there he is in barrier number 5. Nothing goes right for him this night. We're going to really dissect this race because there's quite a few out of this race in this field. Yeah, and he went to Happy Valley, of course, for the first time now. The race we'll see shortly, Paul, the first section was outside standard. There was definitely an opportunity for Sha Tin to come across and get close to the rail, even lead. So with the race, how it was run early here, rather than trying to drag him back where there was eventually nowhere to get in, he should have just pressed forward. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought he was going to press forward, but as you can see, he ended up happily sitting 3 wide in the end, and that was sort of his oncoming. You can see
You can see it there with the horse on the inside. Meaningful Star actually wins the race, doesn't he? And he got a nice run.
Yeah, and Karras is looking towards the inside there. He just can't get in. So he was stranded in no man's land. We've seen the times here as well, Paul. So these are the standard times. And then as we roll over to the next graphic, they were outside standard. They did run along, but that was the decisive point where he should have made the decision to go forward.
Yeah, I think that was the split decision. He didn't, and obviously couldn't get in after that. And that was the losing of the race from him, I think.
Ultimately, in the end, they were quite a way inside standard, about 1.8 inside standard there.
So that was Sword Point, but he wasn't the only one in this field, Paul, that backs up. Butterfield runs on really well, and both Alacrity and La City Blanche have won over 2,000 metres in South America.
They have, so the distance isn't going to be a problem, and La City Blanche did win 2 starts ago at Happy Valley. After this run with Alacrity, they just put the dynamic scope on, so they were just checking his breathing. Look, he's trialled okay since, so obviously everything was okay, but just be aware they were having a look there.
He was ridden quite a bit closer to them too last time out was Alacrity. You can see La City Blanche running on at the end because he never really travelled overly comfortably last time out, so the extra ground should really assist him.
We haven't mentioned the winner there, Tom, with Meaningful Star. Prefer him at the Valley?
Yeah, and he's won his last 2 starts, but yeah, he's 5 starts here at Sha Tin. That's the big concern for me, and he had the good run last time out, Paul.
Yeah, he'll get a good run in this, there's no doubt whatsoever, from barrier 2, but I agree with Tom. I'd prefer him at Happy Valley. That he obviously really enjoys the city course.
All right, so that is that race at the Valley. Group 1 form in this race too. Paul 5G Patch. There he is wide and well back turning for home. He ends up running 3rd in the Champions and Chater. But as we saw on the speed map, he may have to do some work.
I think he will. I think he's going to have to go back again from barrier number 12. But the one thing on his advantage is that he should get the pace in this race with all for St Paul's and Champion Dragon. With 12, with that bend really looming up pretty quickly, he'll get back. But he'll run on strongly. I think he's still a big chance in this race.
Yeah, I believe he is as well. He's got a good turn of foot, this horse, over the final stages. You can see how much ground he's taking them off at the end there, and he gets up to run 3rd at Group 1 levels. So we're definitely interested in him. Draw doesn't worry me too much.
Right, loves the 2,000 metres as well. Here is Ching, Tom. Now, he's last turning for home here. Had a big weight, so he comes up into Class 2 for the first time. Lightweight on his back, and he also goes to the distance for the first time.
He does, a 4-year-old son of Frosted, and he's a really interesting horse in this. He's currently the favourite. He'll get back, he'll run on strongly like he does here. Of course, he has struck some trouble in a few of his races, Paul, but he's been a revelation for Michael Chang this season. He's won 4 starts.
Big chestnut who runs really well, and he's got a really good turn of foot as well. He's drawn barrier number 14. He'll get back as well, but I think he'll be running on another one that should be suited by the way the race will be run. So I think he's a big chance as well.
He's been to the trials too, Paul, since that race, and looked to do it very nicely in this trial behind Drombeg Benner.
He's going well, this horse, there's no question. And I'm not worried about the 2,000 metres at all from the way he races. He gets back and he hits the line strongly. Another really good maintenance trial for him, and I think he could have won this trial if he wanted to.
Yeah, finished off nicely down the middle part of the track here and did it nicely. And I think even Sweet Encounter might be in that trial just behind them there, a little bit further out. But he's just sort of gone off the boil his last couple. Hasn't been jumping overly well either, but he did jump better in that recent barrier trial.
That is the boys' thoughts as far as the replays and the breakdown of race number 4 goes. But who's on top for you, Paul?
Ching, cigars all around for me, and I think Ching can win the race, get back with that good turn of foot, can finish over the top. Sword Point in there for second, should get a nice run from his draw, has been unlucky in a few of his races. A 5G Patch from the back, and then Rise Brethren at a big price. I think he's going to get a nice run from barrier 5. Cheek pieces come off him. 13, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think Sword Point is a big chance in this race. It was a nightmare last time out to watch with what happened. He was 3 wide, no cover the whole way, but that's not going to happen this time round from barrier 4, one would think. So Sword Point on top ahead of Ching. Do definitely like 5G Patch in this race. He'll produce a good turn of foot late, hopefully. And the other one that goes in is Alacrity, because he's here over 2,000 metres and he was a 2-time winner over the trip overseas. So 3, 13, 4 and 10.